Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today's February 6th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the state of Washington, Oregon here, storm across California, bringing a bit of moisture northward. Not much to speak of, but it is generating some winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings across portions of Idaho and Montana. Then we look off to the northwest here, and you can see this system. It doesn't look too bad, but a lot of this is going to be moving down into southern Oregon and California. The GFS is even a little further south than the European, but we've got another system after that as well that could bring some additional snowfall to some of the Washington, Oregon Cascades. We'll look at those details here coming up in a moment. Sneaker waves possible, just kind of a good thing to keep in the back of your mind always at this time of year. Oregon, Washington goes up through British Columbia here, and they did bring this up today, probably because of the big storm there off the coast of California, sending some energy northward over the last few days. And we're going to have some mountain snow showers this week, and it doesn't take much to make the road slick. So, be prepared for the snowy travel at times with those systems moving out of the northwest. This was issued today. Nice graphic here from the National Weather Service Spokane. Taking a look at the European as of last night, you can see that system there across the Gulf of Alaska. If we track this down towards Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia, it brings a little bit of snowfall to the Washington Cascades. Not much, though. And you can see a better chance for central and southern Oregon Cascades. The storm is mainly targeting California. And then we got this next ridge rider here out of the northwest. A little bit better shot here showing up as we go through Thursday night. Actually, Thursday afternoon, it should start across the Cascades, and we go on into a Friday morning there. And another decent shot showing up on the European there for the Oregon Cascades as well. And then we've got an atmospheric river kind of pointed at southeast Alaska, but how far south is that going to get, and how strong will it be? That's something we'll be addressing here over the next few days. Here's the GFS, and you can see this model's a little bit newer. It's hot off the presses, 12Z. You can see the system now moving across Haida Gwaii and pushing down towards the northwest, but again, kind of targeting very southern Oregon and mostly California. And hopefully we can squeeze a few inches out of that. Maybe it'll overperform. And then the next ridge rider here comes in as we go on into late Thursday night into Friday morning, kind of targeting the Washington Cascades a little bit better on the GFS and down towards the Oregon Cascades as well. Atmospheric river, pretty good model agreement between the European and the GFS on that system, but is that going to hold together to bring much snow into BC here and some of the higher terrain? We'll watch that here over the next few days. So that system kind of peters out off the coastline here. Then maybe another one, but we're starting to look off into fantasy land yet. Looking at the accumulated positive snow depth change in inches, and of course we got BC, Washington, Oregon here. Here's a GFS hot off the presses. So a little bit fallen today, but not too much. Then the one comes out of the northwest, it drops maybe a couple inches, if that. I mean, it's really targeting California, especially on the GFS. The European brought a little bit better snowfall amounts, but if we go on into the next system here, you can see as we go through Thursday night into Friday morning, we do drop a few inches, especially Friday morning across the Washington Cascades, and that propagates down across the Oregon Cascades as well. So, beggars can't be choosers. We have to take what we can get at this time of year, but not looking good through the next 100 hours or so for British Columbia. Hopefully that atmospheric river can bring some snow, but it might not, bring some that great of lower elevation amounts as well, depending on how warm it is and how strong that integrated vapor transport is associated with the atmospheric river. But, we'll watch that over the next few days. Here's day 1 through 3 overall winter storm impacts. You can see there is some of that winter weather across the higher terrain of Idaho and Montana, western Montana. So heads up if you're out and about traveling for that. And this would be that next storm system. Again, it's targeting mainly the central and southern Cascades of Oregon down through California. Looking at SeaTac, 45 degrees yesterday. The average high this time of year is 50. A little bit below average there. And by the time we get to the end of the month, our average high is 52. Slow, arduous climb back up to some respectable temperatures. 1400ths of an inch there yesterday. Now we're just under a quarter of an inch so far this month. And of course, the SNOTEL not doing too hot here, as you can see. I mean, 29%, and the North Cascades are at 49%, and the entire state below average. This is for Oregon here. Most of the state is below average except for the southeast, but most of the snow water equivalent is stored across the Cascades. Here's Idaho. Not doing too great also. You can see, central and northern Idaho kind of below average virtually the entire area. Some of southern Idaho is doing better than average, however. And this is Montana. Check it out. The entire area here across western Montana is below average. So maybe we can pick up a little bit of this here as we bring that storm system up that's currently moving over the area as we speak. And British Columbia, I don't know just exactly how they're deriving these numbers, but we've got 25% of normal here in the snow in British Columbia on the British Columbia Snow snow report. So, take that with a grain of salt, but it's just a sign that the amounts are not great across the higher terrain of British Columbia. Now, looking off into the extended a little bit here in the GFS, this is just 500 millibar heights. So this is not the anomaly map or anything. And you can see the storm system moving through California. We get that one diving out of the northwest, but it kind of weakening here. It's kind of targeting California, not bringing too much to Washington. Better chances for the Oregon Cascades with that system. A little bit of that ridge rider is moving over at this time frame. You really barely can even see it in the flow there. But that could bring a few inches across the Cascades of Washington, Oregon. And then we've just kind of got this ridging with this mixed bag of just weak kind of punchless systems hanging around here as we go off into the extended forecast. So if we go off far enough, you can see another system going down towards California and then maybe some stronger systems. But we're looking at well over 10 days out at that point. Nothing even worth getting caught up in just yet. We'll just continue to watch the trend and see if we eventually get any model consistency on some of those stronger systems through the extended forecast. Now, looking at the El Nino/La Nina or ENSO update here, you can see I talked about this yesterday. We're going to be headed down towards neutral and then possibly La Nina conditions as we go through a next fall and winter here. So like I said, that'll put a smile on snow lovers' faces here, especially across the mountains, and get some crazy weather in the La Ninas here. So it's something to look forward to across the Pacific Northwest, no doubt. So that's something we'll be watching over the next few months. Here's the European, something similar there as well. You can clearly see all the models are in agreement. We're going to be coming out of that strong El Nino, if nothing else, probably headed towards some kind of a neutral or La Nina year coming up through the next storm season. But yeah, so hopefully some of these systems overproduce here. It's been kind of tough across the higher terrain here. It's kind of typical for El Nino years though, but every once in a while we can get a decent El Nino snow year here. It doesn't, it's not looking too hot right now, but things can still change. We can still pick up nice snowfall amounts as we go through March and even portions of April across the Cascades. So we'll continue to cross our fingers and watch what looks to come through the extended forecast. Hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.